13-0. A dominant opener for U.S. women's soccer in the World Cup. Alex Morgan, 5 goals in the win over Thailand. 13 goals today in France, by the way, for the U.S. women. The men's national team had 11 in the last 4 World Cups combined.
All right now, ladies, while you may have been cheering for the U.S. team this afternoon, the co-head coaches at USF were also glued to their screens at noon when Chile played Sweden.
Yeah, they've got 2 of them, and that's because one of their former players, Christiane Endler, is the goalkeeper for Chile. But she's not the only bull competing in France. USF actually has 5 soccer alums competing in this year's World Cup, the most ever for USF.
10 News reporter Madison Allworth is live from the field where all of these girls played before taking the biggest soccer stage in the world.
Look, this stadium is not as big as the fields that the current finest female football players in the world are playing on, but hey, it's got a reputation because, as you mentioned, 5 former USF female soccer players are currently representing 4 countries in the World Cup. I spoke to current players who say those women serve as inspiration to them, and I also spoke to the coaches who say it's like watching their daughters compete.
He's the number 8 here for New Zealand. That was from Olivia Chance, who just played this morning, played incredible.
The USF women's soccer co-head coaches could hardly peel their eyes away from the screen this afternoon.
She can be the difference between a win and a loss, absolutely.
5 of their former players are competing in the Women's World Cup, the most the school has ever sent.
It's like a little nerve-wracking because you spend 4 years with these players, in theory, and they're like your kids.
Current student athletes view it as a testament to the program.
It proves that USF is a school to go to for women's soccer.
For Denise and Chris, cheering for their former players feels like watching family because, well, they are a family.
I think it's honestly crazy that our head coach is Denise, which she's a woman, and then her assistant is Coach Brown, which is her husband. So I feel like that atmosphere of a family atmosphere is what makes it so good to come here.
Like any parents, they can't choose just one team to root for, and they can't help but watch their girls.
We're parents too of soccer players, and when you watch your kids, it's hard to follow the game like you do as a coach because your kid's on the field. And it's similar when you're watching the World Cup. Tactically, you want to take in the game and look at the strategy of the team and enjoy the game. But because you have a player in there that you care about, it's hard to not be so focused on them.
With 5 former players competing, the pair is having a hard time picking who they want to win and lose.
Oh, that's tough.
I think we want our players, and we texted them all before the World Cup started when we knew they were in France, but to just really enjoy the moment because this could be the one time they get to do this.
Now, Chile ended up losing the game this afternoon, but they are going up against the U.S. on Sunday. So, of course, I asked the coaches, Denise and Chris, who they're going to be cheering for, and they said they're going to be cheering for both teams.
Thanks, Madison. That game, of course, is coming up at noon on Sunday.